Hey friends, today I wanted to talk about someone who I've mentioned just briefly in passing in a Meghan Markle video, and that is Chrissy Teigen. It's interesting that it seems like Meghan always chooses celebrity friends, or maybe she has no choice. Maybe these are the only people that will hang out with her because we keep hearing rumors over and over that they are blacklisted in Hollywood from the actual A-list people that they want to hang out with. And that's why we see Meghan sending her jars of American Riviera Orchard preserves, not jam anymore, before she had to rebrand as ever to people like Chrissy Teigen. Now, if you're not aware of what Chrissy Teigen did, a lot of people aren't, because John Legend is beloved and he's stuck by her side through the scandal and basically keeps her reputation intact. Let's take a look, though, at this article. We're going to go over it together, and it really explains things better than I could from memory, because I'll just be ranting. Okay, so the woman on the left is Courtney Stodden, and back in 2011, she became famous because at the age of 16, she married a 50-year-old man who was known in Hollywood, Doug Hutchinson. They got a reality show about it, and it was a big, huge deal. Apparently, her parents signed for her to get married. She was emancipated. I can't remember exactly what the deal was, but it was legal. Legal, not moral. Now, I'm not one who thinks age gaps are generally a huge deal when they're among adults, but I'm sorry, a 16-year-old marrying a 50-year-old should have always been massive red flags for anyone that this girl is not, okay, probably not in a safe space. Well, Chrissy Teigen took it upon herself at that time, she was considered the queen of Twitter, to absolutely do her damnedest to harass this girl into suicide. Let's take a look at the article. Courtney Stodden considered S because of cyberbullying by celebs, including Chrissy Teigen. Now, there were other celebs that, weren't kind to her, but Chrissy was the most constant and the worst. Courtney Stodden says she almost took her life because of the online abuse she faced when she was still just a teen, name dropping Chrissy Teigen as those words really took a toll. The reality star is the subject of a new ABC documentary entitled Impact Times Nightline Confessions of a Child Bride. And in the trailer, she discussed mental health issues caused by big time celebs taking aim at her. Specifically, Stodden mentions Teigen, who posted multiple times on social media that she hated Courtney and even said that her fantasy was for Stodden to take a dirt nap. What the actual hell? Why would anyone say that? Like, my God, y'all, I can't stand Fancy Miss Ellie, and I come on here ranting about her all the time. I don't wish that on her. I don't want anything to happen to Fancy. I hope that she takes accountability for herself and stops acting a fool on the internet. But if she doesn't, I wouldn't want that kind of thing for her. I want her to keep acting crazy, and I'll keep reacting. Here are some of the tweets. Now, as you can see, this went on for a long time. Like, the first one they show is August 26, 2011. The last one they show is May 6, 2012. Like, this went on for a long time period. I hate you. Why do you speak like a Fabio book? Real curvy bud never ceases to make me laugh out loud. Thank you so much, Courtney Stodden. You are a Twitter dream. My Friday fantasy. You dirt nap. Baby. What the hell is that? Like, this is a sick person. Go to sleep forever. RT. She's sick, y'all. Chrissy apologized for these tweets publicly, telling her fans that she was going to be better moving forward. By the way, Chrissy wasn't the only celeb to take aim at Courtney for marrying then 50-year-old Doug Hutchinson when she was only 16. American Pie producer Jason Biggs also apologized for jokes he made at her expense in the early 2010s. Now, something that's important to note is Courtney says herself that Chrissy never actually reached out and apologized to her directly. Chrissy claims she did, but actually what she did was apologize to the public, to her following that she didn't want to lose, saying, I'm sorry you guys found out that I was a terrible person. Try not to be. Now, I am not someone who doesn't believe that people can't grow and move forward. A lot of people were making horrible jokes in the 90s and early 2000s, 2010s that would never ever fly today. That would get you totally canceled. But a joke that used to be okay and is no longer socially acceptable is way different than directly telling someone to take themselves out and that your fantasy is that they have a dirt nap. What the actual fuck? Okay, let's look at another article here. Okay, now, as narcissists with no self awareness often do, Chrissy recently made an absolute fool out of herself by going off on people who were commenting on her appearance. And they weren't even telling her to take a dirt nap. Let's see what she's got to say, y'all. Chrissy Teigen has once again been forced to speak out about negative comments. Oh, poor Chrissy. She was forced to speak out. The model, 39, previously had to call out people accusing her of getting a new face. And on Saturday, in the midst of ongoing talk about her appearance, she jumped back online to address the persistent comments. Chrissy responded to Marks on her Instagram story saying that people need to stop being miserable. Oh, what do you think they need to do, Chrissy? Take a dirt nap? God. Honestly, like, what happened to just thinking things? Chrissy wondered. Remember thinking things? Like, you'd go through a magazine, you'd be like, oh, that person looks like shit. Ugh, I would never have that haircut. Those teeth suck. Like, we all do it. But we used to do it like magazines, and then we'd spit it out, and it would go into the universe and it would disappear. Yeah, Chrissy. Used to, people wouldn't have been able to dig up your old Twitter tweets where you were an absolutely horrendous piece of shit. Chrissy said we need to bring back the practice of just keeping negative thoughts to ourselves. Just do that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Now you take the time to type that out. Like, someone's like, oh, feeling really good about myself today. And you're like, you shouldn't feel good about yourself because you look like shit and your backyard looks dumb. Well, Chrissy, at least they didn't tell you to take a dirt nap. And one of Chrissy's tweets to Courtney said, just wondering what drug makes your mouth do that, wondering for a friend who wants to look like a total idiot. Like, she wasn't just telling the girl to take herself out of life. She was telling her to do it partly because of her appearance. And now she can't handle the people made fun of her fillers. Chrissy then went on to share some of the comments she's personally received. Those cheeks look too filled, she said mockingly. Why would she fill her cheeks like that? Why would she do her lips like that? Ew, I would never, I would never, I would never. That's so gross. Again, at least I didn't tell you to take a dirt nap. Just say those things inside, in your head, she suggested. Say them inside your big brain. Keep those big, beautiful thoughts to yourself. I bet you wish you would have done that in 2011. Chrissy previously admitted to going under the knife to receive buccal fat removal on her cheeks, but has denied getting filler, and she continued to deny it in another Instagram story that she also shared on her grid. Yeah, she is so emotional and triggered over the fact that people are making fun of her face procedures that she has to go off like this. Can you imagine how Courtney felt when she wasn't popular? The whole world thought she was a dumbass, and she was only 16 years old, no full brain development yet. And a person like Chrissy Teigen, who was so huge at that time, was publicly saying, my fantasy is that you take a dirt nap. Chrissy said, why would I fill my cheeks to the point where people talked about my cheeks? She questioned, why would I consciously choose to do that? Why do you consciously choose to do a lot of the things you do? She added that she wouldn't even want to bring that kind of attention to herself. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that. That's the end of the article. So what do y'all think? What is with the lack of self-awareness? I mean, that was a huge scandal. She obviously didn't take it to heart, or how could she have forgotten so fast to feel so comfortable calling people out for negative comments online? It makes no freaking sense. This is the kind of friends Meghan Markle chooses. This is the kind of people she wants being the face promotion of her brand, although she had to rebrand the brand because she won't Google things. Anyway, what do y'all think?